this is Paul. Yeah. That compensation of the public officers? Yes. And the judges of the courts? Yeah. And the justice courts? Yes. Judges? Yeah. Shall each severally receive compensation for their services in accordance with the law in effect at the time the services are rendered? Yes. Now, obviously, you're receiving compensation for unnecessary service, and I'm suing you. Now, when I was found not guilty, yes. Um, you should have asked, yes, to have another court hearing. Now, if both parties are in the same location, yes, respondent shall leave. Shall leave. Yes. The respondent shall leave. Yes. The respondent has to leave. Now, this is really harassment. Maybe even a hate crime. Yes. Now, I had no reason to be going to the Swim Boys and Girls Club. Yes. I actually don't have any children living with me. I had no reason to go to the First Baptist Church other than, yes, the one time I did visit with the pastor there, Greg Miller. Yes. I thought we should pray about the dissolution of marriage. Yes. Now, they weren't at this location. No. No, no. And I did go to other churches and I did pray about the dissolution of marriage. So he was not the only pastor that I had visited with. Yes. I thought, yes, that praying about the divorce, yes, was a smart thing to do because I had said I didn't want a divorce. Now, you issue these? Yeah. This order is effective immediately and for 1 year from today's date unless stated otherwise. Ouch. July 31st of 2025. Yes. These five minors named, yes, have had to hear about unnecessary court hearings for the last 8 years. Yes. 4 months and 10 days. Yes. My five sons have been psychologically manipulated because of your having unnecessary court hearings. Yes. So that you could be paid compensation from the state. Yes. To be in court when you do not have the legal right to be there. Now, when I add up, yes, because I said approximately $1,000 a court hearing. Well, there's a bailiff there. Yes. There's a court clerk there. There's a judicial system known as the docket. Yes, there is. So you have to take into consideration all the expenses to be able to. Now, I'm going to go through the last 40 years of court hearings. Yes. And every time I find an unnecessary court hearing, I'm going to sue you. Now, the reissuing of this temporary protection order by minute order? Yes. Absolutely unnecessary. Pooch. My wife had the protections of the protection order until it expired. Pooch. And it would have been enforceable until, yes, the verdict of the jury. Now, when you decided to modify, yes, the protection order so as to put the condition, yes, you does, of the Boys and Girls Club in the First Baptist Church, yes, it does say, yes, if both parties are in the same location, respondent shall leave. Oh. Now, my wife and my sons were not at that location when I was there. So you gave some sort of excuse, right? Well, was it an excuse that the restraint provisions did actually address? Yes. Let's see here. Respondent is restrained. Physical harm, bodily injury, assaults, including sexual assault. Yes. Molesting, harassing, threatening, or stalking. Ouch. Ouch, ouch. The petitioner, the five minors named in the table above. Yes. Respondent is prohibited from knowingly coming within. Yes. Or knowingly remaining within 1,000 feet. Petitioner, residence, workplace, school, daycare. Yes. Is there anything necessary for me to understand? No. See, it does say that you can't stalk. Any individual. I can't follow you home from the Boys and Girls Club. Yes. I can't wait outside the church until you leave. Yes. So that I can stalk you as you attempt or you do. Yes. Go back to your place of residence. Yes. It makes it an actual crime to do that. Now, I did know that they went to Helen Holler Elementary School. Right. The Squim Middle School. Yes. It's obvious that they lived in Squim. Ouch. Ooh, ooh. I did know where they moved to when my wife kidnapped my sons. They lived at 1023 Kitchen Dick Road. Right, right. And the thought that she actually went to that church, yes. I wasn't sure about it because I didn't stalk them. I went to a different Baptist church that same day. Yes. See, there's the First Baptist Church of Squim. Yes. And then there's another Baptist church where Pastor Lonnie. Yes. Had at one time visited me and my wife when we lived at 323 West First Street. Yes. Because we wanted prayer from that pastor. See, I had known of many different churches in Clallam County. Yes. Because I owned a house in Squim. Oh, I was a financial consultant in Squim, Port Angeles, and Port Townsend. Oh, and I had a business at 224 West Washington Street. See, I had approximately 7.5 years of residence in Clallam County before we moved to Vancouver, Washington. Now, did I guess about where she was going to church? No, I really didn't. See, there's this thought when you reside in a community and you're active in the Christian community, Foursquare Church. The Assembly of God Worship Center. Yes. Calvary Chapel in Squim. Even St. Joseph's Church there right now. You get to know the different individuals in the Christian community while being residents for 7.5 years. Now, if Mike and Marilyn remember when I went to Northwest University, I moved over here from Capitol Hill and I lived at Kingsway Foursquare Church. And then I was somewhat of a youth pastor at the time. Then I got a job at Washington Mutual. Yes. Then I got my own apartment. Oh. And then eventually from there, I moved to Craig Street because I had some foreign exchange students from Kosovo. Yes. And then I did meet my wife at the Goodwill in Port Angeles. Oh. And then 6 months later, we did see each other at the Albertsons. Yes. That was the Hagens. Yes. That is now the SARS. Now, she was going to a Baptist church in Port Angeles at the time of me actually getting to know her. Yes, he did. And I've been to the Lighthouse. Yes. I've been to a lot of the churches. Now, somehow you got it in your mind that I didn't know anybody in Clallam County. Yes. From approximately, I think I started working at Washington Mutual in November of 1998. Yes. And I moved over here in probably May, June, or July. Yes. See, I hadn't quite finished my LEAP degree, my 4-year organizational management degree. Pooch. And I was concerned about the Y2K. Maybe Marilyn remembers. And then when I got here, I went looking for employment. There's Homer Smith. Do you remember me? Ooh. And as I went through, I had worked at Aid Association for Lutherans in Seattle, Washington. I was one of these Aid Association for Lutheran insurance agents that did have the availability of selling mutual funds before they were threatened. After 7.5 years of marriage in Clallam County, yes, it seemed that we did get to quite a few different churches.